Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam. What we're going to be doing in this video, how about hammering some NFL player props? So I have 3 player prop bets for NFL Sunday that I really like. All 3 bets should be bet for exactly a 1 unit size. So for those of you at home wondering how much you should bet on all of these plays, going to be a unit on each one. Of course, the bets that I found using OddsJam, using the positive expected value page. Just an amazing amount of data being processed easily to make these bets for you, easily digestible, easily to understand which ones are valuable, which ones are less valuable, which ones are really good and should be hammered. Also, just really easy to look for the specific plays that you want. So I knew I wanted to bet on the NFL. I knew I wanted to bet on player props. So that's exactly what I did. I filtered everything else out. I have NFL player props here. So let's chat about them. Number 1, the one I'm looking at is Kyler Murray pass attempts over 36.5 at minus 114 on BetRivers. So this is going to be, as I mentioned, a unit play. So let me go ahead and first things first, lock this one in. Want to make sure I lock in these plays live. So obviously you know that I'm betting them myself and all that stuff. So yeah, unit play on Kyler Murray over 36.5 passing attempts. So let's chat about it. Number 1, you already know, positive expected value. That's the most important part. The no vig odds that you see in this column right here are priced at, have this play priced at about minus 115, essentially, if you want to round up, minus 115. The way this works, the no vig line, why it's so cool, is OddsJam, they just tracked an insane amount of data, thousands and thousands of bets across different markets, different sports books, everything, to determine one simple question. What sports books do the best job at pricing odds? That's all they wanted to answer. If you were buying stocks, there's one company that's really good at evaluating stocks. There's one company that sucks. You're going to want to trust the one that's good. It's the same thing with sports betting. We want to trust what sportsbooks are the best at pricing odds. So OddsJam used that determination based on all of this data and then just created a weighted average to weight different sportsbooks, how important their odds should be priced at. Some books are better than others. All in all, OddsJam removes the VIG from all of these sportsbooks using the weighted average to determine what the true line is priced at. And that's what you see here in the no VIG odds. This is the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. So this one, Kyler Murray over 36.5 passing attempts, should be priced at about minus 115. We can get it at minus 114 at BetRivers. Another thing that I like about it, just look where all the other books price this. Minus 125, minus 140, minus 125, all at a minimum 10 cents higher than what we got it at BetRivers, showing that this one is truly an outlier when compared across all the other sports books. BetRivers has this at about 50-50 based on how they price it, with the VIG removed. All the other books price it above that, significantly above that. So pretty good play here, taking this Kyler Murray player passing attempts prop. Another thing that I like to do specifically for player props is if you go to unfortunately it's only available at iOS for now. We're working on getting it on the Android, but your iPhone, your iPad, your desktop, your Mac, whatever, you can download the OddsJam Props app. And what it does is it just pulls up historical data for all of different player props. So we see, like, if you type in Murray, a bunch of stuff specifically for Kyler Murray. So we see that he has gone over this number in 2 of his last 5 starts. But the playoff game, you can kind of take it out because that was last year. So many things are different. But what we can see in the 2 games in which he went over this number, 49 and 58, it's just madness. It was a game in which the opposing team had a good run defense and a game in which Cardinals were down the majority of the game. This week, too, against the Raiders, 20-0 at halftime. Needed to pass the ball a crap ton to get out of it. This next one, 58 passing attempts. This was against the Rams, in which Rams have a good run defense. They had to throw the ball a ton because they were down the whole game. In this game, their Cardinals game against the Eagles, they're 5.5-point underdogs. They're probably going to be down the entire game because they have the worst offense in the NFL in the first half. The Eagles have the best team in the NFL, both offensively and defensively, in the first half. So Kyler Murray is going to pass it a ton. His passing attempts over 37.5. I think is a great play. Really, really great play. So I locked it in. I put 100 on it, 1 unit. Now I just need to add it to my bet tracker. Tracking your bets, immensely, immensely important when betting on sports. You need to understand whether you're profitable or not, where you're profitable, and everything. OddsJam has one for completely free. The next play that I really liked was this New York Giants versus Green Bay Packers. A.J. Dillon over 12.5 rushing attempts, minus 135 at BetMGM. Don't love the odds, do love the play. Would like to get a unit on this one, but BetMGM has me limited. They will let me get $2.65. Very, very nice of BetMGM to let me get $2.65. Love that for them. But for those of you at home that aren't limited at BetMGM, put a full unit on this one. Another play that I really like, no big line, prices it at about minus 137. We can get it at BetMGM at minus 135. That gap, positive expected value. And if you open it up in a new tab, see where the other books price it. Caesars, minus 148. DraftKings, minus 165. Tipico, minus 145. BetOnline, another really sharp book, minus 156. If you open the event page in a new tab, it pulls up where every sportsbook is pricing this play at. And we can see every other book is pricing it above this amount. PointsBet, 13.5. FanDuel, 13.5. BetRivers, also 13.5. Underdog, a daily fantasy platform, prices it at 13. Pretty good play here. Every book prices it above this number. Now we have to pay a little bit of juice, which isn't super fun at minus 135. Still think it's a good play. Then, of course, looking at the OddsJam props app, want to make sure that this is something that he's been trending over. One thing that I've noticed, similar logic to the Kyler Murray one in the game that the Packers have been leading majority of the game. He gets a lot of rushing attempts. Week 1, they lost to the Vikings. Week 3, in the game, another game he didn't go under. This was against the Tampa Bay Bucks and the best run defense in the NFL. So obviously they didn't run it a ton. Week 2 against the Bears, went over this number, ran it a lot in a game they were winning. Last week against the Patriots, went over this number in a game they weren't actually leading the whole game, but a bad run defense, so they took advantage of it. We got the same thing going on this week against the Packers against the Giants. The game that they're favored by a ton, should be winning the whole game. Giants have a bad run defense. Packers should be able to take advantage. That means A.J. Dillon. I also have him on my fantasy team, so just trying to speak this one into existence. Hopefully he has a good game. But the last play that I wanted to talk about is this Breece Hall over 10.5 rushing attempts. So let me go to BetMGM. I didn't have this one prepped, so let me just go ahead and pull it up and lock it in. So this is another one, like I said, should put a unit on it. Breece Hall in the Jets versus Dolphins game over 10.5 rushing attempts. Would love to put a unit. Let's see if they let me get $2.56. So not even as much as the last one. But another really good play. What I will say right off the bat, Breece Hall, he hasn't been trending over this number as much as the other two players, but his playing time has increased over time. So in a game in which the Dolphins are banged up, Tyreek Hill might miss, Jalen Waddle might miss, Tua is already out. The Jets might not be coming from behind in this entire game. But as the weeks have gone on, Breece Hall, rookie running back for the Jets, has been getting more and more playing time, been getting more and more opportunities, and he's been incredible with it. So the Jets might not need to pass the entire game like they have been recently, so they'll probably give Breece Hall a ton of work. Also, of course, most importantly, positive expected value. No big line at minus 131. We can get it at minus 130 at BetMGM. Gap between those two numbers gives you your positive expected value. Another great play. So those are going to be the three that I really like. Kyler Murray over 36.5 passing attempts, minus 114 at BetRivers. Breece Hall over 10.5 rushing attempts, minus 130 at BetMGM. A.J. Dillon over 12.5 rushing attempts, minus 135, also at BetMGM. All one unit plays, all sharp, mathematically profitable player prop bets for you guys to lock in. And that's it. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel to get all of these plays moving forward. But good luck on your bets on Sunday, and have a good one.